Next, we have the image options. We can use any desired image and apply few Photoshop skills to it using Java code. Here are the functions that are required for image options, and they are pimage, picture variable or picture identifier, load image function, which is right here, to store the photo, and lastly the image function to draw a picture at a user based given x and y position on the sketch. We can also resize the photo using this format. Then we have darkening and lightening options to create our desired photo. Tint function is used to darken the image, and you can enter any number from 0 to 255. Note that 255 for tint will have no reflection on the image, as the result will be the same as the original. As you move towards 0, the image darkens. Then we will use the tint value that we just talked about, and opacity value to lighten up the photo. Again, 255 for opacity will have no reflection on it, and it will result as the natural original light. As you move towards 0, the light photo seems to disappear as the light becomes very low. If we want to set an image as a background, the sketch size must equal with the image width and height. If you don't know the image width and height, you can use the width and height variables as we learned previously. And the following example shows all the image options that we just talked about. So let's discuss this example. So first, you should save the file and add a photo in the photo sketch so that it is accessible by the load image function that we will be using. So you can add a photo by clicking on the sketch menu, which is right here on top. Then go to file, add file options, click on it, and then you just choose your file. This is the file that I am using for this code, and you just click add or OK, and then it's done. Now you start by declaring your pimage with a photo identifier, then load and store the image in the void method, in the setup method. And make sure to use the proper file's name and the file type, which is right here in the double quotation marks. Then draw the image using image function by mentioning x and y positions in the draw method. The x and y positions are the positions where your sketch will be created from. So if we run this, we should be able to see our northern lights. Okay, now let's suppose that we do not know our width and height of the image to set it as a background, you can just simply write this code, print line, this is the northern light, my variable, dot width in the x position, and for the y position you write my variable dot height, and then if you run it, you should be able to see your width and your height right here, which is 1024 times 768. Now you know your width and height, so you can produce the image as your background. And you can do that by simply writing the setting the size of the sketch as your width and height of the image. And you have to change the size to background. Right here, and it should be able to produce now. There we go. So the width and height of the sketch is same as the image width and height. Now let's say we want to rescale the photo. So this was our original one. I'm just gonna uncomment here, and let's say we want to resize our photo. So I'm just using the current ones. So this is our identifier, this is the new X and new Y that I want the photo to start from, and this is just how small I want the image to be, which is right here. Now let's say if I want to do a red tint, so you just write tint and then you write the color combination for red color, and then you just run your program. It should be all red. And let's say if you want to lighten up your photo, you can use opacity, which is around 5% opacity that I used since my background is already black in the image. It's hard to see, so I used very low opacity. You can see that the lightening of the actual photo is going away. As you can see, the pixels have a different shades of colors. And that's everything for this example. And then we are moving on to animating the actual picture as a slideshow. So let's take this. So what this code is doing is it's gonna take the original picture and it's gonna be sliding from the left to the right because it's negative N1. N1 is my identifier. NL. Sorry about that. So since it's a negative, it's going to be moving from the left direction of the sketch. Okay,